Hi guys! This video shows you 10 quick and easy Play-Doh recipes that you can make using household ingredients. Please note that these are not slimes because they don't contain any PVA or borate, but they're just as fun to play with. If you're new here, then a big welcome and be sure to subscribe to Cute Life Hacks on my other channel, Macaroon. So the first recipe we're going to make is an ice cream textured edible Play-Doh. For this you'll need ready-made frosting and sugar. First, place a few spoonfuls of frosting into a bowl. Then add some sugar and mix until you get a soft dough with a very creamy texture. Remember to keep your hands clean when playing with this because this one is actually edible. However, it tastes so sweet that you might not be able to eat a lot of it at once. The next one is a marshmallow Play-Doh. To make this you'll need some marshmallows, cornstarch, and coconut oil. First, take a handful of marshmallows and microwave it for 30 seconds. You can also heat it up very carefully on the stove using a small pan. Keep going until everything is melted and it looks something like this. By the way, you can obviously use food coloring in any of these recipes to create brightly colored Play-Doh. You should always add color to the wet ingredient stage, such as right now, because that's when it dissolves most easily. Next, add 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. If you don't have any, then olive oil or cooking oil will also work. Lastly, just add some cornstarch and mix until everything is no longer sticky. Please note that you can't substitute normal flour for cornstarch because both of these behave very differently when mixed with liquids. You can, however, use baking powder or pudding powder because both of these contain large amounts of cornstarch inside. So as you can see here, this Play-Doh is incredibly elastic and it looks almost like a slime. We also tried adding some mini marshmallows to make it look even more adorable. By the way, I made this video together with Lisa from the German version of Cute Life Hacks, and that's why you see her hands on camera. By taking turns filming, I can make more videos for you guys more often. To make the next one, you'll need bubblegum and shaving cream. First, take a ball of bubblegum, or of course chewing gum, and microwave it for 30 seconds. Now it's much softer to touch and should smell amazing like whatever flavor of gum you used. Then add some shaving foam or shower foam and mix it thoroughly into the gum. Be careful not to burn your fingers at this point in case the gum is still slightly hot. It might not feel like it's coming together at first, but just keep on kneading and you should eventually get a lovely soft Play-Doh consistency. You can also add some glitter or luster dust to make it sparkle. Since the gum is fairly opaque, the glitter will disappear inside quite quickly, so we discovered that it was easier to just roll the whole thing into glitter like this. This one has a slightly firmer consistency, similar to clay or plasticine. Now let's make a Nutella Play-Doh. This one is so easy because you only need Nutella and cornstarch. First, place a few tablespoons of Nutella in a bowl. Then add cornstarch and mix until everything comes together. We accidentally added a bit too much, so we had to use a bit more Nutella until everything reached a dough-like consistency. This one has an amazing chocolate scent and it's slightly crumbly like real Play-Doh. The next recipe is coconut Play-Doh. To make this one you'll need coconut oil, coconut scented shower gel or body lotion, and cornstarch. First, add some shower gel into a bowl, followed by a tiny bit of coconut oil. Now add cornstarch and start mixing until everything reaches a soft clay-like consistency. I'd recommend doing this part with your hands because it's so relaxing and fun. This Play-Doh has a lovely silky texture and it almost flows through your fingers. The fifth DIY is a toothpaste Play-Doh. Start with a tube of toothpaste and cornstarch. This recipe is so easy because all you have to do is mix the toothpaste with cornstarch until it turns into a dough. Since the toothpaste is quite sticky, we discovered that it's actually easier to press the ingredients together on the flat surface like this. The red color in stripy toothpaste is quite dominant, so it actually produces a pretty pink-colored Play-Doh. Another interesting thing about this one is that the peppermint oils in toothpaste have a cooling effect on your skin, so it tingles very nicely when you play with it. This next one is a very popular recipe made using body lotion and cornstarch. First, place some cornstarch in a bowl and then add your body lotion. Then simply knead everything together until you get a scented dough. This method also works great with hair conditioner, hand cream, or even shaving foam, which brings us to the next recipe. For this one, you'll need shaving cream and cornstarch. We're actually using a shower foam, which is very popular in Germany and Austria because it's made by the German YouTuber Bibi's Beauty Palace, but of course any brand works for this. Simply mix both ingredients together until you get a soft dough. This is a very relaxing Play-Doh to make because the mixing process can be done in small steps. The shaving foam decreases in volume, so you can keep adding more bit by bit. If you want some color, then be sure to add food coloring to the foam before adding the dry ingredients. We added our food coloring a bit too late, and we realized that it's much harder to mix the color and cornstarch together at the same time. The final Play-Doh has a similar texture to lotion clay, and it smells amazing. Now let's make some marshmallow soap clay. Long-term subscribers will recognize this recipe from two of my very old videos here. If you actually still remember those, then I can only thank you for supporting this channel all the way to 1 million subscribers. First, place 2 tablespoons of marshmallow fluff in a bowl. Then add a few pumps of hand soap and enough cornstarch until everything turns into a dough. If you leave this dough to dry overnight, then you can actually use the final result as soap. Please remember that you can't substitute cornstarch with cooking flour because those are two fairly different things. However, you can make a great Play-Doh recipe using just 1 cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of salt, water, and food coloring. So give that a try if you don't have any cornstarch at home. The final recipe is simply dishwashing soap and cornstarch. Add some soap into a bowl, followed by some cornstarch, and then mix until everything turns into a dough. This one is so easy to make, and the results can always be used to wash your hands or the dishes. You can also add some baking soda inside and then let it dry to make tiny bath bombs. The best way to store these Play-Dohs is inside an airtight container in the fridge. Since several of these contain sugar, you have to be careful and watch out for signs of mold, and try not to keep them at room temperature for a long time. If you do notice any signs of mold, then be sure to throw them out. So I hope you enjoyed this compilation of easy Play-Doh recipes. You can probably come up with many more yourself by using different combinations of the same ingredients. I'm Joanna from Cute Life Hacks. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!